Are your legs feeling weaker, stiffer, or more unsteady with each passing month? Have you noticed your balance isn't what it used to be? Or that walking short distances, standing up from a chair, or climbing a few steps leaves your legs aching, heavy, or even trembling? If so, please stop everything and listen closely. What I'm about to reveal as a leg doctor may shock you. For decades, we've been told certain nuts are heart healthy, protein rich, and the perfect snack for older adults. But hidden inside your pantry could be 5 types of popular nuts that are quietly undermining your strength, damaging your circulation, and slowly destroying your legs, bite by bite. Yes, nuts. The very foods we're told to enjoy in moderation might be silently triggering inflammation, mineral imbalances, and muscle fatigue, especially after age 60. In fact, the wrong nuts, prepared the wrong way, could be accelerating your muscle loss, draining your energy, and putting your independence at risk. In this video, I'll expose the 5 most dangerous nut-based foods for seniors, share real patient stories, and show you exactly what to avoid and what to eat instead to protect your mobility for years to come. Stay with me until the end. Your legs and your future depend on it. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Looks healthy, but secretly harms your legs. As a leg doctor, I've treated countless seniors over the past 35 years, but one case haunts me to this day. A 72-year-old retired truck driver named Harold who came into my office complaining that his legs felt like cinder blocks. He wasn't overweight, he walked daily, but his legs had become heavy, stiff, and filled with sharp pains that often woke him at night. After digging into his habits, I found a daily culprit he'd never suspected: salted peanuts. Salted peanuts might seem like a harmless, even smart snack choice. They're packed with protein, easy to eat, and show up at almost every senior center or American home. But beneath the crunch lies a serious threat, a silent destroyer of your muscles and leg strength. Most commercial salted peanuts are loaded with sodium and often fried in anti-inflammatory vegetable oils. This combination leads to fluid retention, poor blood circulation, and elevated blood pressure, 3 devastating issues for aging legs. When your body holds on to excess sodium, your legs swell subtly at first, tight shoes, heavy calves. But over time, this water retention inflames tissues and restricts oxygen delivery to muscle cells. You begin to notice it takes longer to climb stairs. You struggle to stand from your favorite recliner. That once pleasant walk around the block now feels like a chore. And all the while, you may think it's just aging, but it's not. It's a dietary trap hiding in plain sight. In Harold's case, his daily handfuls of salted peanuts, eaten while watching TV or playing cards, had built up into a long-term circulatory problem. His leg muscles weren't getting enough oxygen or minerals. We switched him to unsalted, dry-roasted peanuts in moderation and emphasized hydration and magnesium-rich foods. Within a few weeks, he noticed he could walk longer without needing to sit. His legs felt lighter, more alive. It's a powerful reminder. What you snack on at 3 p.m. could determine whether you're still walking unassisted at 80. Our muscles don't vanish overnight. They weaken in silence, quietly undone by the choices we think are innocent. But salted peanuts are only the beginning. There's another popular nut, coated in sweetness and marketed as heart healthy, that may be doing even more damage to your legs than you realize. And it's likely sitting in your pantry right now. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Honey roasted almonds. sweet but silently destroying your muscles and leg strength. I remember the first time I met Lillian, an energetic 68-year-old former school teacher who prided herself on her health. She walked 3 miles a day, took her vitamins, and swore by her healthy snack of honey-roasted almonds, which she kept in a glass jar on her kitchen counter. But when she came to my clinic, her complaint caught me off guard. "My legs feel tired after just 10 minutes on my feet," she said, almost like they're giving out on me. Her muscles ached, and she had begun experiencing sharp leg cramps at night that sometimes made her cry out in pain. What Lillian didn't realize, and what most seniors don't either, is that honey-roasted almonds, though marketed as heart-healthy, are one of the most deceptive foods in the American diet. On the surface, they offer protein and fiber, but when coated in sugar, baked at high heat, and packaged for long shelf life, they transform into a metabolic weapon, slowly weakening your leg muscles with every sweet bite. The sugar coating spikes your blood sugar, then crashes it over and over. This constant roller coaster leads to chronic inflammation in your muscles and joints, particularly in the lower limbs. It also promotes insulin resistance, which deprives your muscle cells of glucose, their main energy source. Without energy, your muscles fatigue faster, repair slower, and begin to atrophy. And it gets worse. Most commercially available honey-roasted almonds contain vegetable oils oxidized by high heat roasting. These oils damage the mitochondria inside your muscle cells, the part responsible for strength and endurance. Over time, your legs become less responsive, more prone to cramping, and increasingly unstable. Lillian's snack, though eaten with the best intentions, was silently stealing her strength. We replaced her sweetened almonds with raw or lightly roasted nuts, no sugar, no oil, and added magnesium-rich greens and hydration to her diet. Within 6 weeks, her nighttime cramps stopped. 2 months later, she was walking a full mile again, without pain. Many seniors think they're doing everything right, but it's these healthy imposters that pose the greatest threat. You don't feel it immediately, but your muscles know. And by the time you notice your legs are weaker, the damage is already well underway. But there's another nut even more dangerous, not because it's sweet, but because it's convenient. And chances are, it's been hiding in your pantry for years, slowly sapping the strength from your legs without a sound. 3. Mixed nuts in canisters. Convenient, but silently destroying your muscles and leg strength. I'll never forget George, a 75-year-old Korean War veteran with a sharp mind and a proud, independent spirit. He came to me because his legs had begun to feel numb and heavy, especially in the evenings. "Doc, I'm losing my step," he told me, his voice tinged with quiet frustration. "I can't mow the lawn anymore, and I used to love that." George wasn't inactive. He stayed busy, did yard work, and even lifted light weights at home. But his legs were failing him. When I reviewed his diet, one detail stood out. He kept a jumbo canister of mixed nuts on his kitchen counter and grabbed a few handfuls throughout the day, thinking it was a healthy snack. The label said roasted, salted, seasoned, heart smart. But what it didn't say was that this mix was laced with inflammatory seed oils, synthetic flavor enhancers, preservatives, and enough sodium to spike blood pressure in a horse. Here's the problem most seniors don't realize. These commercial nut blends are not real food anymore. They are ultra-processed traps. The nuts are often roasted in omega-6 heavy oils like soybean or cottonseed oil, which disrupt your body's natural inflammation balance. Over time, chronic low-grade inflammation settles in your joints and muscle tissue, particularly in your legs, where circulation is already reduced with age. The result? A steady decline in strength, coordination, and endurance. In George's case, the sodium alone had been silently causing water retention in his lower legs, squeezing blood vessels, reducing oxygen delivery to his muscles. That's why his legs felt like sandbags, heavy, slow to recover, and increasingly unreliable. We swapped his store-bought mix for a custom blend of raw walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and unsalted almonds. We removed the hidden oils and salt. Within weeks, George reported more energy in his legs and less evening stiffness. 2 months later, he walked his granddaughter down the aisle without a cane. The foods that promise energy and convenience often come at the hidden cost of independence. What sits in your pantry today may quietly decide whether you'll still be able to climb the porch steps a year from now. But there's one nut even more deceiving. It doesn't come in a tin or a sugar coating. It comes dressed in golden brown, fried in oil, and far more dangerous than it looks. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Cashews with added oils. Tasty but silently destroying your muscles and leg strength. Margaret, a 70-year-old retired librarian, came into my clinic with a complaint I hear far too often. My legs feel stiff and weak, especially in the morning. I wake up and feel like I'm dragging weights behind me. She wasn't diabetic, her heart was stable, but something wasn't right. As I walked her through a detailed dietary review, she smiled and said, "Well, at least I eat healthy snacks, mostly cashews." What she didn't realize was that her go-to treat, the kind sold in shiny resealable bags at the grocery store, was doing silent and steady damage to her legs. Most people don't know that commercially sold cashews are almost always roasted in vegetable oils, typically soybean, cottonseed, or palm oil. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when consumed in excess, they shift the body's natural inflammatory balance. This creates an internal environment where inflammation becomes chronic, affecting muscle fibers, joint linings, and capillaries in the legs. For seniors, especially those over 60, the consequences are magnified. The body's ability to fight off inflammation and repair muscle tissue slows down with age. As a result, even mild inflammation can lead to muscle stiffness, cramping, and slow muscle breakdown, especially in the legs, where gravity and circulation already pose natural challenges. And here's something else most people overlook. Cashews are naturally high in oxalates, compounds that can interfere with calcium absorption, putting seniors at higher risk for bone demineralization and weakness in the legs and hips. In Margaret's case, she was eating about 2 handfuls a day, roasted, salted, and oil-coated cashews. When we removed those from her diet and replaced them with raw, unsalted alternatives, along with increasing her magnesium and hydration, her symptoms began to ease. Within 4 weeks, she could rise from a chair without pushing off her knees, and her leg cramps reduced dramatically. Sometimes it's not what we're missing, but what we think is safe that's silently stealing our strength. Your favorite snack might be cozy, familiar, and even delicious. But if it's coated in the wrong oil, it's not a treat. It's a threat. But nothing shocked me more than the final nut I'll tell you about next. It's found in almost every trail mix, looks innocent, and yet may be the most damaging of them all, especially if you're over 65. 5. Trail mix with chocolate and candy. Innocent looking, but silently destroying your muscles and leg strength. When Roger, a 74-year-old retired fireman, first came into my office, he looked strong, broad shoulders, good posture. But when I asked him to walk across the room, I noticed a subtle but concerning shuffle. "I don't know what's happening," he admitted. "My legs feel slower, weaker, and lately, I've been having these strange leg cramps, mostly at night." He exercised regularly and didn't smoke, so I looked closer at his daily habits, and that's when he mentioned his favorite snack, trail mix. He smiled and said, "It's healthy, right? Nuts, raisins, some chocolate chips. I figured it was good energy. But what Roger and so many older adults don't realize is that commercial trail mix is often a nutritional landmine, disguised as a wholesome snack. Those handfuls of energy mix he was eating 2 or 3 times a day were silently robbing him of the strength in his legs. Most store bought trail mixes are packed with milk chocolate, yogurt covered raisins, sugar glazed nuts, and dried fruits soaked in syrup. This creates a glycemic bomb that causes rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar. For seniors, this blood sugar instability can accelerate muscle fatigue, increase inflammation, and impair nerve signaling to the legs, making movement feel sluggish, shaky, or even painful. What's worse, the sugar in these mixes promotes systemic inflammation, which weakens both muscles and joints, especially in the lower body, where circulation is already more vulnerable with age. And the added sodium and artificial preservatives found in these products can contribute to water retention, further weighing down the legs and causing swelling and discomfort. In Roger's case, he was unknowingly feeding inflammation, muscle exhaustion, and blood sugar imbalance every day. We replaced his trail mix with a custom blend: raw pumpkin seeds, unsweetened dried cranberries, walnuts, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within 5 weeks, his nighttime cramps had nearly disappeared, and he was walking with confidence again, no more dragging his feet. It's frightening how something so small and familiar can quietly take away something as big as your independence. Every bite matters more than ever after 60. But here's the good news: your food can be your medicine. Coming up next, I'll show you 6 practical solutions for seniors. Simple, powerful changes you can make starting today to rebuild your strength, reduce leg pain, and restore control over your mobility. 6. Solutions for adults. Over 60, stop what's silently destroying your muscles and leg strength before it's too late. I'll never forget Susan, a 69-year-old former nurse who walked into my office nearly in tears. She told me, "I used to chase my grandkids in the yard. Now I'm afraid to get out of my recliner without holding on to something." Her legs felt weak, her balance was slipping, and nighttime cramps were stealing her sleep. She was scared, and rightfully so. The slow loss of leg strength and stability is one of the most dangerous changes aging adults face. It doesn't just impact mobility, it threatens independence, safety, and dignity. Susan, like many older Americans, thought she was eating well, but her daily habits included processed snacks, flavored nuts, and so-called healthy energy bars, all silently draining her muscle reserves through inflammation, blood sugar spikes, and mineral depletion. What she needed wasn't just fewer harmful foods, but smarter, targeted changes to support aging muscles and circulation. The truth is, your body after 60 doesn't bounce back the way it once did. That's not weakness, it's biology. Muscle mass naturally declines with age, a process called sarcopenia, and blood flow becomes less efficient, especially to the legs. But this decline is not inevitable if you act with intention. With Susan, we began by removing processed snack foods and replacing them with anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense alternatives: raw walnuts, pumpkin seeds, a handful of blueberries, and dark leafy greens rich in magnesium. We added protein at every meal, including eggs, wild-caught fish, or lentils, to support muscle maintenance. She started drinking more water, reduced her sodium intake, and took daily walks, even if short, just to keep circulation active. And we did all of this without pills or gimmicks. The result? Within 6 weeks, her leg cramps disappeared. 2 months later, she was walking through the park with her grandkids again, not watching from the bench, but playing with them. For seniors, the path to stronger legs and restored energy isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to understand what's hurting you and what's healing you. But even with these solutions, the damage may have already begun in ways you haven't felt yet. In the final message, I'll explain how to reverse years of hidden inflammation and protect your legs for the long run before it's too late. Final message: reclaim your legs, reclaim your life. If you're over 60 and you've felt your legs growing heavier, your balance slipping just a little, or your energy fading faster than it used to, please know this: it's not just aging. It's not just getting old. It's your body quietly calling for help. What's happening inside your muscles, your joints, and your circulation may have been building for years, slowly, silently, as you've been doing what seemed right, eating snacks labeled heart healthy, staying moderately active, taking your vitamins. But the truth is, much of what we've been told to trust has betrayed our generation, and the cost is our independence. I've seen it again and again in my practice. Proud, capable older adults who were once strong and mobile, suddenly unsure on their feet, dreading stairs, afraid of falling. And most had no idea it was their everyday habits, not just time, that were stealing their strength. But I've also seen something even more powerful: recovery. When you make a few specific, intentional changes, removing the hidden toxins, the processed, healthy foods, the sugary nuts and mystery oils, and replace them with real, nourishing, anti inflammatory foods, your body responds. Your muscles regain tone. Your legs carry you again. Your life opens back up. So let this be your turning point. Not tomorrow, not next month, today. Because your legs are more than limbs. They are your freedom, your dignity, your connection to the life you love. And you deserve to keep walking strong all the way into the years ahead. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.